Today is the day. It's the day we're going to be harvesting the onion and carrot seeds. I am so excited for this. There's also quite a few changes in the garden that I want to show you, and we'll probably do some food things as well. So let's go outside and harvest some seeds. Our onions are starting to dry out, which is the perfect time to pull them. So I'm going to get these big onions just topped so I can save the seeds. So I need to let these all dry out completely before we can get the seeds out. And let's see. You can see the little seeds inside there. They smell good. Now while I'm out here, I need to pull these as well. So we still have pretty nice size onions. Now I don't anticipate these onions lasting for very long, which is fine. I can just cut them up soon. Okay, here's what we've got. This is our second harvest of onions, which is our second harvest of the year, which is fantastic. And there are our onion seeds. So I'm gonna get these inside and then we will go over to the carrots. Now I'm very surprised about onions this year. These actually grew really well. They definitely, since they've grown from the center, need to be cut up and frozen right away. Oh, well, we've only been inside for 30 seconds, but it looks like the sun is out now. But here's what's surprising to me about onions. Usually I struggle to get onions to grow. What we just had grow was more onions than I usually end up getting. But look here, all these onions that we planted are all starting to bulb up, and it's still the middle of July. And so the fact that these are bulbing up already just means that by October, we're gonna have huge onions potentially. I also recently took a bunch that were too close together and I planted them over here because I wasn't having good luck with my green beans, and they all lived, which is great. So I'm thinking we might have a big onion year. We also have some carrots here. These were the carrots that I planted for this year. These ones are not. These are flowers that are getting ready to grow. But carrots, we're gonna go harvest. We'll see if those carrots are edible because it might just be for the seed, but these ones should be the ones that we'll be able to eat. And nothing happened with the peas this year. Peas are really hard to get growing out here, so I didn't really do much. I haven't even picked a pea off. There's some that I could have, but I think I'm just gonna let them dry out and be seeds. And then last thing before we go harvest the carrots, I had 2 tomato plants in this bin. So I moved one to here and that lived, and I had 2 tomatillos growing here and I moved one to there and it lived. So we ended up doing pretty okay. That's the least amount of tomatoes I've grown in years, but I think that's great. Nothing grew there and I didn't plant anything there, so we're just watering an empty box. So we are multiple smidgens overgrown over here. This is just crazy. You can see we've got Milo in the background. These are the carrots. I need to harvest a lot of these seeds. I'm not gonna harvest all of them, that's way too many. And then I do want to trim back my oregano. We have a few just flowers, but we need to have a path here. And that back bed, I'm just gonna take all of those out. So let's go harvest some seeds. This is all of the plants I'm excited about. My goal was to get out here before the sun because I want to get these harvested without all the bees. Let's see, I think these ones are these just opening or are these just closing? I think they're just closing. I think these are the ones that I want. These are very pretty flowers though. Goodness. I'll show you. Okay, I'm gonna call that good. And I just remembered we have spinach flowers out here, so I'm gonna dig through all these, get these out, and then figure out where the spinach flowers are, get those harvested as well. I'm gonna bring you inside so you don't get too hot because you don't have any sunscreen on. And I'll show you this when I'm done. Okay, I got the carrots out that I wanted to. I only kept a few little ones. The other ones were not really carrots, but I did keep some in the ground. So here's what we're looking like. It looks so much better. We can now access this path to go through. We do still need to tame the oregano, but it's looking so much better. And then we have all the carrots that I kept right here. And these are our pumpkins, which I'm excited about. I don't see any yet, but I see some male flowers. And I think these are all pumpkins coming through here. Yeah, I might move these somewhere else because right now they're on top of that watermelon and we don't want that. Okay, I moved it to just go this way because I don't mind if it goes over those carrots and it's too late to plant anything else anyways. So I'll just have to keep training that to go that direction. And then I do need to get in here and pull the rest of the weeds, but we have a watermelon there and a watermelon there. So that's pretty neat. Weeds will come after I get the area cleaned up a bit. It was just too daunting to get back here with all the carrot seeds, but I also didn't want to pull the carrots too early, so I kind of just let that go for a little bit. And let's just peek. We're starting to get some flowers. Oh, a bug. Look at that. We have our first zucchini, and the yellow ones didn't grow. I replanted them. They didn't grow again, which is sad, but we'll have green zucchini. Whew, I am out of breath, but I did end up just pulling those weeds, and this looks so much better. Now, once the pumpkins start like training themselves, that'll be better. Then the only thing left is to trim back that oregano, but I think that's about it for today. It is getting pretty warm, and my trash can is full, and I don't really have a good spot to put everything to compost it because it's just way too much. So this might need to wait till after trash day to do the next phase. We recently marinated this chicken, Salsa Verde chicken. I put it all in the freezer because we had too much food for weeks. So I'm gonna get some out so we can grill it today. And then I'm just gonna get it in here with some water to cold water defrost. I have a few food things that I wanna prep. You guys, I didn't feel like shredding cheese, so I bought some just big bags of cheese. I've got mild cheddar and Monterey Jack. So I'm just going to separate it into smaller bags, hopefully like quart size. So let's see. I also need to put burritos together with the leftovers that we have from that burrito filling. And then let's see, there's also some pork in there. So I got the pork to make more sausage, but I don't feel like making sausage. The thing I'm gonna do is just cut it into pork chops, and I can use it as pork chops, or I can dice it after I thaw it and turn it into diced pork, or I can then put it into the blender and make it into sausage. So that's my thought process. Like, better to have more options than less options, right? Also, it's the same day. I just went bowling and I didn't want to bowl in a dress because that seems complicated. So same day, different outfit. It's a cat with a bowling ball. It's dabbing, but whatever. I'm not really fond of the dabbing thing. I missed that generation, I think. Had I had kids then, maybe it would have been cool. That is more complicated than I expected it to be. On bowling days, a lot of times we like to grill. So Nick's getting the grill going, and we are actually going to cook up the salsa chicken with the pepper jack cheese. I haven't figured out what to do with it though. I might just put it in a tortilla with like lettuce and tomatoes. I think that sounds good. Had I thought about this ahead of time, I would have got this cheese and then shredded all the cheese at once. Because I just shredded cheese the other day, and I just didn't want to get the KitchenAid out again. I think all the fallen cheese is just going to be mine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.5. So maybe I'll do 5. Start with 5. Hey, Luna. You want another one?
I was like, I didn't see her come outside.
No, she came to the cheese.
Are you trying to get the fly, Lola? I bet it tastes like cheese.
No, the cheese tastes like cheese though. I've been giving it to her.
Oh, cheese.
No, cheese, not cheese.
Get the fly, Lola?
Hmm?
Are you even trying to get the fly?
No, she's trying to eat the cheese.
Try to get the fly, Lola.
Oh wait, that took a lot longer than I expected. Okay, I think I need this bag. This is all candy supplies, believe it or not. So I'm gonna use this bag to bring all this cheese downstairs. And we'll probably just need to make multiple trips downstairs today, which is fine. These 2 are not full, and then what was on the counter is put in a little bag so we know it's the counter cheese. These in the fridge. Alright, I'm gonna go put these in the freezer downstairs. I have this bin. I think I'm gonna need to put some chocolate in there. Because I've also got chocolate over here. Trying to figure out what's gonna go in there and what I'm gonna keep here. So I think we'll start with probably just keep one of each out. I'm hoping these will all fit in my candy cabinet. They did. They all fit in these bottom 2. And then right up here is where I keep that. I need to get these in the dishwasher. For now though, I'll just set them there. We have a little bit of this left. So I'm gonna make some burritos out of it. And I've been adding extra cheese, so I might need to grab some. Don't worry, this is the cheese that I've been using. Use it up first. Forgot to put extra cheese on that last one.
Uh-oh.
Okay, we got 4 burritos. These are huge burritos. I could probably deal with just half of one of those burritos. I'm gonna get those in the freezer. I might just throw them in a Ziploc. I don't think there's enough time for me to cut up that pork before the chicken is done. I gotta think through what I want to do next. Okay, Nick said he thinks that he has about 10 minutes still, so I'm gonna try to get this cut in 10 minutes. I'm just gonna cut into pork chops. If I can get it cut and packaged, that'd be even better. I think I might leave the fat on, because if I want to make sausages, someone mentioned them being fatty, and I'm like, oh, I took the fat off, so maybe the fat would be good. So we're just gonna quickly just chop these. Yeah. You will lose Milo?
I think so.
Is he under the... My hand's cold. Totally a 10-minute project if the cat doesn't get lost. I'll be right back. Just kidding. He's not lost. Gross. This is definitely a going to need to wash everything day. Okay, these huge pieces of fat, I think I definitely need to cut off. Okay, we got it all chopped up by the time he's done with the chicken. Now let's see if we can get it packaged up. Okay. I knew I'd be able to do it. He didn't think I could do it in 10 minutes. I don't know how long it's been, but I did it. I'm gonna get these down into my freezer as well, clean up the counter, and then it's time to eat. Here's how the chicken turned out. Now we just need to taste it. I might eat it on a carb-balanced tortilla with some lettuce and tomato. I might need Greek yogurt. We'll see. Might need to have something that's not so dry. Okay, here's what we're looking like. I decided not to cut the chicken. I just threw a whole piece on there. I'll just bite into it. It was really good. I did taste it, and I love the flavor, so lunchtime. Okay, last thing I'm going to do today is clean my bowling balls. Did you know that you have to clean these things? Look at this. Where is it? This is like a huge scuff. Just needs to be washed off. They get so disgusting, and that gets all over your hands and your shirts and everything. So while I'm cleaning these balls, I wanted to take the time to let you know about a few fun things. The first fun thing is my newsletter, where I share behind the scenes information, and that comes out at the beginning of every single month. And so it's about to come out. So if you haven't signed up yet, it's free to do so. I'll leave a link in the description below, and you can know all of the behind the scenes fun things. I also have a new channel, Keep It Simple Creator Edition, that shows more behind the scenes in addition to what's in the newsletter. And I will link that. I've already posted, I think, 6 or 7 videos at this point. And it's just for fun, just for behind the scenes fun goodies and stats, because I really like seeing that type of stuff. So I figured you might as well. So I'll leave a link to that for you to go check out. And then also, if you're someone who likes to watch videos as soon as they're published rather than waiting until they get scheduled, I also have channel membership set up, and so that lets you see them as soon as I upload. I'm typically 3 to 10 videos ahead, and so you'd be able to see them up to 2 to 3 weeks before everybody else does. So if you're interested in that, I do have it set at the lowest price that YouTube would allow, which is just $1 a month. Or of course, totally fine to just wait until the videos come out. Gross. If you're someone who eats when you're bowling, this is your sign to not eat while you're bowling. And for those of you curious as to what I'm doing with these bowling balls, I started with some 409 to clean the outside of the bowling ball, just to get as much of that crud off as I could. That's like the oil and grease from the lanes mixed with all the dirt. And then I'm taking denatured alcohol to get anything off that the 409 couldn't. And then the very last step is to take some Windex or just glass cleaner, and we're gonna shine them up. Thanks so much for being with me today. Today was kind of just like an all over the place day, but sometimes those are the best kind. I feel like we got a ton done. I do need to do one more thing. We're going to be having a neighborhood barbecue, and I need to go run the flyers out to all the neighbors because not everybody is in the Facebook group. So that's the last thing that I need to do today, but the balls are now clean. Looks so much better. So thanks so much for being with me today. I really appreciate you. So glad you were here. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you're new here and haven't yet, please subscribe. I'd love to see you. I'll leave some other fun videos just like this one over here, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye. And for those of you wanting to see the close-up on this, that's what this one looks like. And spare ball just means does not have reactivity, so it's easier to get that 10 pin, the far pin to the right, or if you're left-handed, the 7 pin, the far pin to the left. And then this one rolls and then does a hook at the end. So there we go. Milo, get over this way. Yo, turn around. Turn around, Arillo. Turn around, Arillo. This is not our yard. Turn around, Arillo. Thank you.